Welcome back to Billionaire Wealth, where we fling open the velvet curtains to reveal the electrifying lives of the world's richest visionaries. Today, we're diving headfirst into the radiant universe of Bernard Arnault, the French titan who's woven luxury into an empire so vast it casts shadows over entire economies. As the genius behind LVMH, Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton, Arnault isn't just a billionaire. He's the maestro of desire, wielding over 75 legendary brands like Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, Tiffany & Co., Dom Perignon, Givenchy, and Bulgari. His name is a hymn to extravagance, his presence a spark of awe, and his fortune a breathtaking $178 billion as of early 2025, cementing him among the planet's wealthiest gods. But forget the zeros. This is about a life so colossal it rewrites the stars. Imagine clinking flutes of vintage champagne on a private island, curating art that humbles the Louvre, and steering a trillion-dollar conglomerate with the finesse of a conductor shaping a symphony. Buckle up, because we're unraveling the billionaire life of Bernard Arnault, a man who's forged luxury into an eternal legacy. Born in 1949 in Roubaix, a gritty textile hub in northern France, Arnault grew up worlds away from Paris's gilded glow. Factories hummed, but his heart beat for grander horizons. As a boy, he'd sketch designs on dog-eared notebooks, dreaming of beauty beyond the soot. Fun fact, at 15, he tried selling handmade scarves to classmates, his first taste of trade. Most were politely returned, but the hustle never died. Today, he's not a businessman. He's a cultural titan, blending fashion, art, wine, and power into a lifestyle that mesmerizes the elite. From his Parisian palace to a yacht that sails like a comet, Arnault's world is a kaleidoscope of splendor. What drives a man to conquer luxury itself? Let's step into his empire and unearth the secrets. In the comments, spill, which LVMH brand would you snap up if money were no limit? What's home when you're Bernard Arnault? Picture a majestic mansion in Paris's Saint-Germain-des-Prés, where history and opulence entwine like lovers under moonlight. This isn't a house, it's a cathedral of elegance, its facade whispering tales of centuries. Step inside and grand halls unfold, their ceilings soaring like Gothic vaults, draped in crystal chandeliers that scatter rainbows across marble floors polished to a mirror's sheen. The air hums with faint jasmine from secret gardens, and every corner pulses with intent. The walls are a living gallery, showcasing Arnault's obsession as a collector without peer. His trove dazzles, Pablo Picasso's Cubist masterpieces fracture light, Claude Monet's water lilies ripple as if kissed by dawn, Andy Warhol's pop art jolts like neon. Some pieces turn his home into a private museum where he paces at midnight, lost in their stories. Others star at the Fondation Louis Vuitton, a glass-wrapped marvel he unveiled in 2014. Designed by Frank Gehry, its sail-like curves rise like a dream ship in Paris's Bois de Boulogne. Hosting exhibitions, Basquiat's Raw Screams, Kusama's Infinite Dots that pull millions to art's altar. Did you know Arnault once outbid a Saudi prince for a rare Matisse at a 2019 auction, paying $90 million to hang it in his dining room? Paris is just the prelude. In Bordeaux, Arnault reigns over a chateau that's more empire than estate, cradled by emerald vineyards that shimmer like a painter's fever dream. This sanctuary births LVMH's wine legends, Dom Perignon, Moet, and Chandon, Chateau Cheval Blanc. Each bottle a sip of immortality. Arnault hosts tastings in oak-paneled salons where chandeliers blaze and guests swirl vintages that taste of sun-drenched grapes and time's embrace. The night buzzes with laughter, glasses clinking as stars burn above. Then there's his Bahamian island, a paradise where turquoise waves caress shores of powdered sugar. The villa sprawls like a mirage, infinity pools bleed into the horizon. Open-air lounges sway with linen curtains. Private spas hum with frangipane's scent. Chefs conjure feasts, caviar-dusted lobster, truffle-flecked risotto, mango soufflés that melt like clouds, served on terraces where lanterns flicker like fireflies. A quirky fact: Arnault insists on a single hibiscus bloom at every table, a nod to his mother's love for the flower. These aren't homes, they're declarations of a life at the zenith. Paris, Bordeaux, or Bahamas, which would you escape to? Drop it below. For Bernard Arnault, travel isn't a trip, it's a triumph of power and grace. His fleet of private jets slices the heavens, led by a Dassault Falcon 7X, a $50 million marvel of engineering. Step aboard, and it's a skyborne palace. Leather seats soft as a sigh, a bedroom with silk linens for mid-flight dreams, a dining nook where chefs unveil seared wagyu drizzled with aged balsamic. Picture Arnault raising a flute of Dom Perignon, bubbles catching sunlight as clouds drift below, en route to a Dior Couture show in Tokyo or a Tiffany summit in New York. The cabin glows, rosewood panels, gold-trimmed glassware, a faint scent of leather and ambition. Fun fact, Arnault once rerouted his jet mid-flight to inspect a rare Patek Philippe watch in Geneva, buying it for $2 million on the spot. On land, his car collection ignites envy. A Bugatti Chiron at $3.3 million roars like a caged tempest, its lines glinting under Riviera sun. A Ferrari F12 TDF worth $1.5 million burns scarlet, predator in steel. An Aston Martin Lagonda Terraf, a $1 million unicorn, murmurs elegance with every curve. Each is bespoke, tinted windows guard his privacy, interiors stitched with his initials, plates cryptic as a spy's code. The crown jewel, his yacht Symphony. This 100-meter, $150 million Leviathan is a floating Eden. Imagine a glass-bottom pool where tropical fish dart beneath your toes, a helipad for midnight escapes, a cinema aglow with velvet seats, screening Fellini or Scorsese for Arnault's inner circle. Docked off Saint-Tropez, Symphony hosts galas that etch legends. Beyoncé sways with Charlize Theron. Leonardo DiCaprio toasts with Pharrell, a string quartet weaving Vivaldi into the Mediterranean breeze. Champagne flows, caviar gleams, the sea sparkles like a Tiffany gem. A 2023 tale. Arnault sailed Symphony to Capri for a spur-of-the-moment party, flying in a Michelin chef from Paris by dawn. Jet, car, or yacht? Which screams billionaire to you? Tell us below. Arnault's gilded life rests on LVMH, the world's unrivaled luxury colossus, sculpted since 1989 into a titan of dreams, spanning fashion, jewelry, wine, watches, and beyond. LVMH employs over 200,000 artisans and runs 6,000 stores globally. In 2023, it posted $15 billion in profit on $86.2 billion in revenue, a throne of gold. Arnault's alchemy? He resurrects brands into icons. Tiffany & Co. Surfs, snagged for $15.8 billion in 2021, rules jewelry, its blue boxes a lover's vow. Fendi, once a niche fur house, struts as a runway giant. Bulgari's gems, Celine chic, Givenchy's gowns, all glow under his wand. His creed: find potential, polish it, make it eternal. Did you know LVMH's Dior Atelier hides a secret vault where vintage gowns, some worn by Princess Diana, are preserved like relics? His rise was no fairy tale. After mastering engineering at École Polytechnique, Arnault joined his father's construction firm, but concrete bored him. In 1984, he bet all on a bankrupt textile group clutching Christian Dior. Critics sneered, but he saw a diamond in the dust. Selling the textiles, he funneled cash into Dior, birthing LVMH. With ruthless precision, he nabbed Marc Jacobs, Sephora, Hublot, each deal a checkmate. His family's holding company grips 48% of LVMH's shares, making him untouchable. Stories paint his genius. In 1995, at Milan Fashion Week, he spotted a failing brand's handbag sketch, bought the label by dawn, and relaunched it as a Louis Vuitton hit by Christmas. Or 2018, when he turned Rimowa's luggage into a Dior monogrammed status symbol. A hidden gem, Arnault once lost $1 million deal in the 80s betting on a U.S. mall chain. His rare flop taught him to trust instinct over trends. He doesn't lead. He orchestrates, outwitting rivals with a grandmaster's foresight. Dior, Tiffany, or Vuitton? What's your LVMH obsession? Share below. Unlike lone tycoons, Arnault's empire is a family epic. His 5 children, Delphine, Antoine, Alexandre, Frédéric, and Jean, are its golden threads. Delphine, the eldest, rules Christian Dior Couture, her vision crafting gowns that hush Paris runways. Antoine, a branding sorcerer, steers LVMH's image and Christian Dior SE, every ad a polished gem. Alexandre fuels Moet Hennessy, from Hennessy's fire to Krug's bubbles. Frédéric refines Loro Piana, weaving cashmere that feels like a sigh. Jean, the youngest, redefines Louis Vuitton's watches, blending tech with timeless ticks. Arnault didn't raise kids, he forged titans, hauling them to Shanghai boardrooms and Tuscan vineyards, drilling strategy over escargot. A memory glimmers. At 10, Delphine sketched a dress at a Dior atelier. Arnault produced it for her 12th birthday, her first collection. Succession looms like a crown. Delphine's poise leads, but Antoine's charisma and Alexandre's hunger spark bets. Unlike Succession's venom, the Arnaults share a quiet unity, bound by their father's gospel. At 76, Arnault's grip is steel, and LVMH's push to raise the CEO age to 85 screams he's not done. He laughs about Warren Buffett's note, who, at 93, teased 80 was barely middle age. Arnault's obsession burns. He slips into Fendi boutiques incognito, tests zippers, redraws Bulgari rings. In 2024, he spent a day with Vuitton artisans perfecting a trunks clasp until it clicked like a sonnet. A family tale. Every Christmas, he gifts each child a custom LVMH piece. Delphine's 2023 Dior brooch took 6 months to craft. Who's your pick to lead LVMH next? Drop it below. Arnault's shadow stretches beyond luxury, a tide that lifts or drowns. In January 2025, he graced a U.S. summit with titans like Mukesh Ambani, his nod sealing his global sway. But his voice sparks storms. When France mulled a corporate tax hike past 40%, Arnault hinted at moving production to America's bold winds. French purists roared LVMH, a tricolor icon owed allegiance. Arnault stood firm, eyes on legacy, not headlines. At the 2024 Forbes Global CEO Conference, he preached profitability trails vision, a truth his $12 billion wealth surge in 2025 proves. The luxury market's 2025 boom, fueled by Asia's hunger, tightens his crown. Fun fact, Arnault's 1980s U.S. stint saw him befriend a young Donald Trump over a failed condo deal. Decades later, they still swap holiday cards. Scrutiny dogs him. His $400 million Notre Dame gift rebuilt a spire, but drew sneers as brand flexing. Arnault shrugs, letting LVMH's roar, new stores, record sales, mute doubters. He's a statesman in silk, charming prime ministers over Chateau d'Yquem, sparring with tax boards by dawn. A 2023 tale shines. At Davos, he swayed a tariff cut over cognac, his laugh disarming skeptics. Another, in 2022, he hosted Macron at the Fondation, their art tour sealing a cultural pact. A secret move. LVMH quietly funded a 2024 Paris school for disabled artists, Arnault's name absent from the plaque. Power isn't his aim, it's his canvas. Arnault's tax stance. Bold move or betrayal? Debate it below. Dawn cracks, and Arnault's day ignites. Tennis starts it, a fierce rally on his Parisian court, the ball's thwack sharpening his edge. Breakfast follows. Flaky croissants, hand-churned butter, Sicilian orange juice, espresso humming like a cello. By 8, he's at LVMH's Avenue Montaigne Temple, a sleek fortress where white walls pulse with intent, a VIP showroom drips velvet, a terrace kisses the Eiffel Tower's silhouette. Lunch is a war room, foie gras and Krug fuel debates with Dior's tailors, or Bulgari's gemologists, sketches littering the table like battle plans. Afternoons might whisk him to Milan's Fendi ateliers, stroking leather softer than mist, or London, green-lighting Sephora's next glow-up. Night unfurls in splendor. A gala at his Paris mansion summons the elite, Naomi Campbell, Pharrell, Anna Wintour, sipping Chateau Cheval Blanc in salons where Picassos watch like sentinels. Michelin-starred chefs spin magic. Truffle-laced risotto, lobster thermidor, pear tarts melting like dreams. Arnault's style is quiet fire. Dior suits in midnight navy, Berluti shoes gleaming like polished obsidian, each pair a 6-month ode to craft. A classical music devotee, he retreats to his Steinway, Chopin's nocturnes washing away the day. Reserved yet razor-witted, he's a sphinx whose empire roars. A 2023 tale. At a Vuitton show, he gifted a late model a Tiffany choker, whispering, "Shine brighter." Another, he keeps a 1960s jukebox in his office, playing Edith Piaf when stressed. Your dream billionaire day, runways, or retreats. Spill it below. Arnault's philanthropy isn't a sideline. It's a symphony. The Fondation Louis Vuitton, his brainchild, transcends museums, a glass cathedral where Basquiat's fury meets Sherman's masks, drawing crowds to art's raw heart. His millions make beauty public from Paris to Tokyo. His $400 million Notre Dame pledge revived a French icon, tying LVMH to its soul. Cynics call it PR. Arnault calls it destiny. Quieter acts, funding Parisian clinics, mentoring sculptors, stay veiled, his humility a silent force. In 2020, he flew nurses to his Bordeaux chateau for a retreat, a thank you whispered off record. Did you know he gifted a 2022 Louvre exhibit of female artists, insisting it be free to students? Immortality is his grail. LVMH isn't a firm, it's a dynasty. Its brand's eternal under his children's watch. From Roubaix's grit to global adoration, Arnault's arc is vision forged in fire. In 2019, he backed Venice Biennale Unknowns, their Murano glass, now LVMH relics. In 2024, he gifted a Monet to the Louvre, asking only a plaque for future dreamers. A secret passion. He funds a Roubaix art school, teaching kids the colors he once craved. He's stitched art, ambition, and audacity into a tapestry that dazzles forever. Boldest billionaire gift you've seen? Share below. Who is Arnault? Unmasked? A riddle. Ruthless in deals. Tender with art. Fierce yet polite. Private yet mythic. He's a father who quizzed kids on cash flow over cassoulet. A collector cradling a Matisse like kin. A CEO penning bag designs on cafe napkins. Dawn might catch him humming Bach. Dusk, closing a deal that flips fashion's axis. He's shaped icons. John Galliano credits Arnault's soft steel for Dior's 2000s rise and outfoxed foes with a nod. In 2021, he joined Rihanna at a Fenty shoot, suggesting a bolder palette that sold out in hours. A Ketozer Tyson Hittedick gem. He danced with his daughter at her wedding, whispering business tips mid-waltz. His quirks enchant. Superstition rules. He shuns 13 in contracts, favoring 7. His library groans with Balzac's, pages worn by midnight reads. Chess is his coliseum, rivals crumbling to his queen's gambit. Family grounds him. Sunday lunches at his Chateau Ban balance sheets. He's dad, slicing lamb as kids debate Messi versus Ronaldo. In 2024, he spent a day with Vuitton artisans, tweaking a trunk's hinge until it sang. Fun fact, he collects vintage fountain pens, signing LVMH's biggest deals with a 1920s Mont Blanc. Titan, dreamer, human, what quirk would you want in a billionaire? Tell us. Arnault's reach isn't just wealth, it's culture itself. LVMH shapes how the world sees beauty. From Paris's runways to Tokyo's boutiques, his influence ripples through fashion weeks, where Dior's shows stop hearts and Vuitton's trunks spark frenzies. In 2023, he orchestrated a Louis Vuitton show in Seoul, blending K-pop with couture, BTS's Jimin Walk, and sales soared 30%. Art bends to him. The Foundation's exhibits set global trends, its 2024 Hackney show crashing servers with ticket demand. Even Filmbo's LVMH backed a 2022 Cannes winner, its Dior-clad star a walking ad. Did you know Arnault advised Scorsese on a 2019 costume drama, lending vintage Givenchy gowns from his vault? His global touch is surgical. In Dubai, he opened a Bulgari store with a live opera, jewels glinting under chandeliers. In Shanghai, a 2024 Dior pop-up used AI mirrors to fit gowns, drawing influencers by the thousands. He's not just selling, he's scripting desire, making LVMH a cultural pulse. A 2020 move. He flew Aboriginal artists to Paris, their work now in Vuitton's Sydney store, tying luxury to heritage. Arnault's world isn't owned, it's felt, from Mumbai's elite to LA's dreamers. How's LVMH shaped your view of luxury? Drop it below. From a Bahamian Eden to a Parisian fortress, from a yacht cradling constellations to an empire bottling desire, Bernard Arnault's life is a masterpiece. He's not a billionaire, he's a legend, forging a world where beauty reigns. What's your take on his saga? Hit the comments, smash like, subscribe, ring the bell for more billionaire epics. Until next time, chase grandeur with billionaire wealth.